Well, hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Dray. I'm a board-certified dermatologist, and today I want to talk about underarm hyperpigmentation and some things you might be doing that are making it worse, causing a lot of irritation, and it's no wonder why everything you've tried is not getting rid of your dark underarms. The root cause for a lot of underarm discoloration, not all, but the root cause really boils down to friction irritation, and this can come from over-exfoliating, which is, oddly enough, a very popular proposed strategy that you'll encounter on social media for getting rid of underarm hyperpigmentation. In today's video, I'm going to explain why not only does this not work, but in most cases, it can backfire and make the problem 10 times worse. One of the biggest misconceptions is that dark underarms represent a buildup of dead skin that you can just buff away with the right exfoliant. Dead skin cells certainly can contribute to dull, discolored appearing skin. However, most underarm hyperpigmentation has nothing to do with really anything on the top layers of the skin contributing to the discoloration. Instead, discoloration often develops when the skin barrier is weakened, compromised, and irritation results. And when skin experiences repeated irritation, it actually can trigger hyperpigmentation. This is known as post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Every time you scrub the skin aggressively, use a rough exfoliating glove, apply strong acids, wax frequently, use improper shave techniques, or pick at ingrown hairs, all of those things can lead to stubborn discoloration because they can create a lot of inflammation. Inflammation tells those pigment-producing cells, the melanocytes, to make more pigment. In other words, the harder you scrub, the darker the skin becomes. Here's something a lot of people don't realize, but the skin under your arms is built differently. There's several characteristics of the underarm that make it unique and a lot more vulnerable to irritation. First, the skin is relatively thin. Second, it exists in a warm, moist environment that is subject to a lot of friction. Friction from arm movement, clothing, exercise, and hair removal. And finally, people typically apply some sort of product to their underarms every single day. Deodorants, antiperspirants, fragrances, body wash. All of these factors can come together to leave the delicate skin there a lot more vulnerable and subsequently cause barrier disruption and more irritation. And once the barrier is disrupted, you can experience burning, stinging, sensitivity, redness, itch, and skin darkening. That's why underarm skin often reacts a lot more dramatically compared to when you do these types of practices to other areas of the body, like your legs. I try and emphasize this across all my videos, but here it definitely needs to be said. Before attempting to improve your underarm discoloration, dark underarms, you need to know what the cause is. Not all pigmentation or discoloration has the same root cause, and therefore there's not going to be a global one-size-fits-all approach, and some approaches not only will be ineffective but can worsen the condition. Probably one of the most common reasons for underarm hyperpigmentation is simply what we already talked about, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Some combination of things like shaving, waxing, plucking ingrown hairs, using multiple products under the arms all make it, well, a lot more vulnerable to irritation, coupled with friction, trapping of sweat. Yeah, it's any wonder this is a pigmentation-prone area. And friction is often overlooked as a trigger for skin darkening. This can come from wearing very tight clothing that's not breathable, synthetic fabrics, and certain types of exercise like running. This triggers low-grade inflammation day after day, and it weakens the barrier, and you guessed it, that can lead to hyperpigmentation. Sometimes the products that you are using under your arm, they are the root cause. People can develop allergies to things that they're putting on underarm skin, or certain ingredients can simply just be too irritating there. Due to the nature of underarm skin being delicate and a moist environment prone to trapping like sweat, for example, ingredients that you put under the arm are more likely to cause irritation. So, for example, things that you tolerate on your face might not go over well under the arms. Things that exfoliate the skin, or things that at baseline can be irritating, like topical retinoids or glycolic acid. Fragrance is a common culprit culprit actually for underarm hyperpigmentation, and it can kind of fool the individual because oftentimes in many of these cases, there's no actual associated rash. It's just boom, hyperpigmentation, but it's actually a contact allergy to fragrance. And as a reminder, fragrance can have very much the same profile, if you will, of allergens that you'll find in natural fragrances and essential oils. So just because you're using something that is marketed as natural, like a natural deodorant, doesn't necessarily mean that this will not happen. Another important point about this is it can be to a product that you have used with no issue for many, many years, but all of a sudden your body decides it can no longer hack that ingredient, and that's why you now start developing problems to a product maybe you've used for a long time. Shaving trauma can definitely be a culprit here. Shaving is a form of mechanical exfoliation, so every time you shave, you are doing something to your skin barrier, and too much, can lead to irritation. Not to mention, depending on your shave technique, ingrown hairs, folliculitis, and all that can heal with pigmentation. Here's something though that is not pigmentation but looks dark and discolored, and you really need to make sure this is not the cause, and that is Acanthosis Nigricans. Acanthosis Nigricans is actually velvety skin thickening. It often happens under the arms, but also can happen on the sides of the face, the back of the neck, the backs of the hands, really anywhere. It's not related to melanin pigment, but rather thickening of the epidermis in response to elevations in insulin. Insulin-like growth factor actually drives abnormal proliferation of the keratinocytes, and you get this skin thickening. It's called Acanthosis Nigricans. Not only will skin lightening ingredients not touch this, but, well, it is a clue that something more serious is going on, and that is insulin resistance, which takes priority here in terms of what you're going to address. You want to make sure to address the insulin resistance. Otherwise, this will continue to worsen and can include other body sites that may already be beginning to be affected. Here's what I suggest. If the skin under your arms has become irritated, dark, and discolored, take a skin fast where you don't put any products under your arm. I know that sounds confusing, like what? Because every time we go on social media, someone is trying to convince us that we need to buy something. Taking a skin fast, not using anything, I'm talking deodorants, antiperspirants, you name it, leaving the underarms product free. Don't even use body wash under there, just rinse with water for a couple of weeks. That might help calm things down for you quite a bit. And over time, okay, because this takes patience, over time, once that inflammation has calmed down because you've given the skin a bit of a break, well, then after the barrier gets back on track, slowly over time, provided the barrier is no longer being challenged by things, well, then the pigmentation can heal. How do you go about repairing the barrier and hastening this? Well, lean into, I know I said no products, but in this case, a barrier cream can be particularly helpful. Barrier creams act as second skin. Examples: petroleum jelly. Feels a little greasy though, especially under the arms. Alternatively, you could use a zinc oxide diaper rash cream, a dimethicone-based skin protectant. One I often recommend is the Monostat Chafing Relief Powder Gel. These are all fragrance-free, effective barriers that will cut down on friction, cut down on chafing, cut down on irritation, protect the skin from sweat, and you guessed it, help get the barrier back on track. Alternatively, just applying plain moisturizers under the arms is also a good idea for the health of the skin barrier. If you are inclined to irritation in these areas, I do suggest a fragrance-free moisturizer, again, for reasons that we discussed earlier with regards to fragrance being a potential culprit here. But look for moisturizers that have ceramides, glycerin, petrolatum. Moisturizers, as opposed to skin protectants, they hydrate the skin. They can reduce irritants' penetration into the skin, but not quite as robustly as a skin protectant, but they tend to be a lot more lightweight and comfortable on the skin. Some call-outs, though, for particular ingredients that can definitely be helpful here. Number one is going to be colloidal oatmeal. Colloidal oatmeal is found in various skin balms like the Aveeno Eczema Relief Therapy Balm or nighttime relief balm. Colloidal oatmeal is a skin protectant, but it's also very hydrating, and it has anti-inflammatory properties, which are really going to be helpful in this scenario. Alternatively, if you tolerate it, I suggest looking for moisturizers that contain the ingredient niacinamide. This is a B vitamin that's anti-inflammatory, will calm down inflammation, but in the case of pigmentation, it slows down the spread of little pigment packets from the pigment-producing melanocytes to the surrounding skin, ultimately cutting down on, you guessed it, unwanted pigmentation. Now, a lot of people are tempted to use alpha hydroxy acids to brighten the underarm area, and depending on the overall formulation of given product, that actually does show some promise and could be helpful. However, not all alpha hydroxy acid products are formulated the same, let alone to be tolerated in this area, and they definitely can backfire and cause a lot of unwanted irritation. I suggest if you're going to pursue an alpha hydroxy acid, I suggest looking for something like mandelic acid, because it is large and a lot gentler as far as its exfoliation in comparison to glycolic or lactic, and maybe better tolerated. But exercise caution. These acidic ingredients can be more irritating to the skin, especially if the barrier is already impaired. What about a tyrosinase inhibitor? If you have ever tried to treat pigmentation like on your face, chances are you have come across a lot of different products that contain ingredients in them which essentially inhibit tyrosinase, kojic acid, azelaic acid, alpha-arbutin. These may be effective to treat post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, provided, of course, that they don't cause you irritation. And this might vary quite a bit from person to person, and depending on how much barrier impairment you're dealing with and the overall formulation of the product that you choose. Some products may be just frankly too irritating for underarm skin. I suggest reserving those for other body sites. But if you come across someone claiming that a particular product with one of these ingredients was the key, makes some sense. That person tolerated it, but it's no guarantee it'll work out for you. What about slugging? Now, this is something worth mentioning. We talk about slugging from time to time with regards to usually what people are referring to, I'll say, is petroleum jelly all over the face. They call it slugging. Think of that approach, though, as something that could be very useful under the arms, not only for the barrier, but also acting as a skin protectant. So I do suggest that. How can you choose a deodorant that will be good for this? That's a challenge, because I want to emphasize to you guys that a lot of ingredients in deodorants are actually the culprit here. One thing I often suggest to people is, rather than buying a deodorant, which oftentimes is just a stick of scented perfume, it may mask some body odor, but it really doesn't address the root cause. Rather than going down that route where you expose yourself to fragrance, which can be, like I said, particularly irritating here, especially in deodorants, because they actually put a very high concentration, my understanding that is, of fragrance in deodorants compared to, say, like a facial moisturizer even that happens to be scented. An alternative, however, is to get yourself a benzoyl peroxide acne wash. I suggest choosing one that has 4% strength or lower, not 10%, as you can also find, because benzoyl peroxide, it is an ingredient that can be irritating. The lower percentages can be just as effective, but less likely to be irritating. And we're talking about a wash form here. So you get the short contact approach, cuts down on dryness and irritation, but addresses odor. How does it do that? It's an acne treatment. Well, it's antibacterial. It'll help cut down on the burden of bacteria under the arm that ultimately are what are breaking down your sweat and causing odor. Some newer deodorants contain ingredients like mandelic acid or lactic acid or glycolic acid. And if they've been formulated to be tolerated under the underarm area, like they're an actual deodorant and presumably they've been tested on underarm skin, I would say that is a safer bet to experiment with those ingredients, again, with the caveat that they can be more irritating to delicate underarm skin, no matter the overall formulation, especially if you're dealing with an impaired barrier. But I do suggest choosing those types of products over trying to take your facial product or your body product and putting it there where it may not be intended to be used. In those cases, those products may be too intense, if you will, for underarm skin. A deodorant that I have recommended in a couple of videos, even though if you've been on my channel for a long time but haven't seen some recent videos, you may be like, what? But actually, Lumi has an unscented deodorant that contains mandelic acid. I also like this product because not only is it fragrance-free, free and formulated to be okay to use under the arms, but it's also very good at absorbing moisture, which can definitely help because the trapping of moisture is a culprit and friction under the arms, so that too may be helpful. As far as antiperspirants, they're great for odor because they reduce sweat, but a lot of people are actually either irritated by fragrance, which commonly is in a lot of antiperspirant deodorants, as they'll call themselves, but also they can become irritated by the aluminum salts. So you may need to take a break from those as well, or check out some of my videos. I have YouTube shorts actually on how to effectively use an antiperspirant. You'd be surprised, a lot of people are using them incorrectly and as a result getting a lot of irritation from incorrect use. Here's another thing I would consider: taking a break from hair removal under the arms. Obviously, this is something that is a lot more doable in the winter months than in the summer when you might want to wear a tank top, but it gives your skin under your arms a break from the friction, the trauma, from shaving, plucking, waxing, whatever your hair removal approach is, and can allow things like ingrown hairs, folliculitis, shave irritation to fully heal, allow your skin to recover, give you a period of time to really clear out that unwanted pigmentation. An alternative hair removal approach, however, that will eliminate this issue for you more or less, does not cause the unwanted pigmentation, provided this is key, provided it is done correctly with the proper settings, is going to be laser hair removal. I would encourage that if you're somebody who constantly finds yourself in the cycle of hair removal, hair irritation, worsening dark discoloration under the arms. So my final thoughts here is that the biggest culprit for underarm hyperpigmentation is simply irritation. Making sure, of course, to evaluate for underlying insulin resistance, aka Acanthosis Nigricans, which is really, really important, okay? Acanthosis Nigricans is not something that you want to just attempt to treat like any other type of hyperpigmentation. A practical strategy revolves around fasting from skincare products, trying to eliminate potential irritants, allergens that could be driving things for you, focusing on the barrier, if anything, and if necessary, you're getting a lot of chafing, frictional irritation, get yourself a barrier cream. All right, y'all, those are my tips with regards to underarm hyperpigmentation. I know this is something that a lot of people struggle with. It negatively impacts self-esteem. I want you to know you are not alone. I really hope today's video was informative. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.